Hello again everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now this week I thought we'd explore Lincoln, a very important military base in Roman times and also a place of retirement for the legionaries. So please join me as we explore Lindum Colonia. Long before the Romans turned up, people were already living in the area that would one day be Lincoln by the side of the River Witham, at a place called Brayford Pool, where in 1972 archaeologists discovered the remains of houses, dated to the 1st century BC. Brayford Pool is what gives Lincoln its name, as the Brittonic word Lindon means pool or lake, and the Romans Latinised this word to be Lindum, and it's marked down as this in both Ptolemy's geography and in the Antonine itinerary. In the late 40s AD, during Rome's conquest of this particular part of northern Britain, the Romans built a fort on the south side near the river. But this was replaced somewhere around 60 AD by a second fort that was built overlooking Brayford Pool, with a commanding position at the end of the Fosse Way, the road that ran from Lincoln down to Exeter. This new high ground gave the Romans a strategic advantage and visibility, and the first legion attested to have been in Lincoln is the 9th Legion Hispania, who probably built the initial fortress. But they moved on in 71 AD when they went to found Eboracum, modern-day York, and they were replaced by the 2nd Legion Adiatrix. But they too moved on somewhere around 77 to 78 AD to Chester. Probably under Emperor Domitian around 86 AD, Lincoln was finally given the status of Colonia, being a town for retiring Roman soldiers, a reward for all their years of service. This new Colonia utilised the Roman fort built on the hilltop, but it didn't stop there. They also made their way down the hill towards the river, creating what we now know as the Lower Colonia. And in the 2nd and 3rd centuries AD, a Roman wall was built around it, a huge symbol of Roman power. The city thrived due to its connections via the Trent and the Witham to the rest of the Roman world. Lindum was a bustling Roman town, with everything that you would expect: a forum, basilica, public baths, those sort of things. And if you take a walk along Bailgate, you might still notice strange circular patterns in the cobbles where the great pillars of the forum once stood. The forum also had a well, which was a hand-me-down from when it was still a legionary fortress. And nearby there is the Mint Wall, which is part of what was the basilica, and it's one of the most remarkable still standing pieces of Roman wall in Britain. Lincoln is also supposed to have had a very advanced water system, with an aqueduct that brought in water from the Roaring Meg, a spring from northeast of the city. And by Newport Arch, archaeologists found the base of a water tank, possibly linked with a bathhouse found in the 1960s. Another part of the aqueduct seems to have supplied the Lower Colonia, and in order to get the water from the spring to the hilltop, the Romans seem to have used some sort of pump or siphon or elevated tower, a remarkable feat of Roman engineering. Lindum was also an industrial centre, producing pottery on a commercial scale, with the earliest known kiln being found in the place that is now Lincoln College. By the 3rd and 4th centuries AD, the area was producing a thing called dalesware, a coarse and durable ceramic that has been found all over northern Roman Britain. Now, we don't just know all about Roman Lincoln as a result of the buildings left behind, we have also got a number of tombstones that give us a great insight into the lives of the people who lived and died there. And what they show us is that they came from a wide variety of places. Take, for example, a man called Seneca, who's meant to have come from Gaul with his wife Carsauna and their son Quintus. Another example is a man called Flavius Hellius, who is described on his tombstone as being Greek by race. And then we also have a member of the 6th Legion, Gaius Julius Calenus, who is described as having come from Lyon. These commemorations show to us how Lincoln was a diverse and cosmopolitan place, with people from all over the empire coming to Britain and setting up a new life for themselves. And these stories, often carved in stone and still visible today, give us a wonderful insight into the lives of people who lived 2,000 years ago. As the Roman Empire reached its later stages, Lindum continued to evolve. In the early 4th century, it may well have been the provincial capital of Britannia Secunda, one of the new provinces created as a result of the Diocletian reforms, not long after the Carausian Revolt, which you can learn about somewhere down there or up there, wherever I put it. But in the end, Lindum becomes a very prominent place for early Christianity in Britain. A wooden church was constructed on the site of the old forum, and archaeological evidence indicates that it was used up until at least 450 AD. It's even possible that Lindum had its own bishop by this time, as the Council of Arles from 314 AD describes a man called Adelphius, who is described as being from the Colonia of the Londoners. But here's the interesting thing: London was never a colonia. So a lot of people have put this down as being a scribal error, and actually he was the Bishop of Lindum. Others have argued that he may have been the Bishop of Camulodunum, but in the end, if he was the Bishop of Lindum, it would mean that Lindum is one of the earliest examples of a Roman settlement in Britain with its own bishop. After the Romans left in the 5th century, the population shrank and the buildings fell into disrepair, but Lindum didn't disappear. In fact, it became a crucial part of the Anglo-Saxon kingdom known as the Kingdom of Lindsey. And there you have it. Roman Lincoln is an excellent window through which to see the lives of people who lived in Roman Britain. And if you haven't been, make your way there as soon as you can. Go and see something like the Newport Arch, which is the Roman gateway, which is still being used by traffic to this day, which is astonishing, but it is to its detriment. I believe it had a lorry get wedged underneath it a few years back. But thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. It helps immensely, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.